This is Magnus, and welcome to another Let's Play of Shining Force 1. There we go. Go through, skip this part. We already read through that. It's unnecessarily slow. Skip all of her text. Or attempt to. I didn't press it at the right time. No! Yes. Which adventure I'll continue. Going with Max. Okay, God, I need to be able to skip that. Anyways, last time that we were here, we finished up the second battle of the series to come back to Gardenia and find out that it held, but is very damaged. You have a bunch of tired warriors out here. You have destroyed buildings. I don't know why the buildings are destroyed, but destroyed buildings. We went ahead and got Gort. At least I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yay! By the way, I really love that your way of opening doors is just headbutting them. Or just body slamming them. I'm not sure which one, but you're doing one of them. It's a nice touch to have some burned down trees. And yes, everybody's tired. Those beasts were everywhere. I keep expecting one of them to leap out even now. Take care, Max. No place is safe now. Hooray, Max! Cain of Runefoss has injured the king and Lord Varios. Go away, Cain. I do not understand what you are talking about. Anyway, the treasure of Gardenia is in my hand now. I want to let you take that. Just leave. Sword of Darkness, show me your power. And he just de-souled him, which we'll get to de-soul at some point in time. Ah! And you die by fading away. No! Father! I can't believe it! Ow! Now Gardenia is unworthy of my attention. Farewell, fools. And he just teleports away like any other good villain. Max, look to the king! Max, me. I don't think I'll live much longer, though Varios protected me. Listen, the Gate of the Ancients is the only access to the tower. The gate can be opened only by the key. You must find it before it falls in the hands of evil. You should never let them open the gate. Find out why Runefoss is interested in the gate. Please, May, daughter of the great Varios. Help Max. Avenge your father, and be strong. Your Majesty. Please tell my daughter, Anri, in Manarina, to stay strong for her people. ... And the king dies, fading away. Now is not the time for tears and grief. Entourage should be our next goal. Max, let's find that key. I don't want to see any more of these tragedies. She kind of gets over that fairly quickly. I don't think you don't really get a lot of story with the characters in here, but you never hear about her loss again. I'll wait for you at headquarters. Be quick. So now we have another unit. I was so scared. Cain, his secret glance froze me. Yeah, and you did nothing to save the king. Man, we could have had Varios. Could have had Varios to go through and battle with. That would have been awesome. That's one thing that the Fire Emblem games... Yes, we can raid the treasury now. I don't even think I tried to get in here the first time. But one of the things that the Fire Emblem games have is usually you start off with a promoted character who may or may not have like weak growths or end up weaker in the end. But they're always useful and are around to kind of show you what a promoted person's like and to kind of help you out. Now, Shining Force isn't that difficult. It's not difficult enough to require it, but it would be fun to actually have somebody like that join fairly early on to kind of show you or help you with certain things. Like, you're going to see the next battle is going to give us a little bit more trouble than what we've been having. Only because I really haven't trained my guys too much. They're not that high level. It won't be too bad, but you'll see. You'll know what I'm talking about. Okay. And this is one of the annoying parts about Shining Force 1, is you have to force transfer things. If Max doesn't have a free slot, you'll open the treasure chest, but you won't actually get the item. You have to open it again. That's one good thing that Shining Force 2 does change. It allows it to just go down to the next character. The treasure, they took all they could carry. Get it back, Max! I don't... They say that, but I don't know what was actually in there, because I took all 6 treasure chests. Then there's the 7th one up there. I don't know what was supposed to be in there. Again, some things are just never mentioned. It's just important in that moment, and that's it. Okay, it's here. I need that medical herb. I gotta sell some of that items and buy some more medical herbs. Alright, and this is the first time we're going into the headquarters. This is actually where you go through and you can get advice for the next battle. Just here. Beware of giant bats. They fly swiftly and fight fiercely. Anything else? Also, they put people to sleep. I hate bats. Well, you go through there. You can go through and check the status of the guys. You can, once you have more than 12 total characters, that's including Max, then you can have other people that you get join you and kick out other guys. As you're only allowed up to 12 characters at any point in time. And then, I don't know why, but you can go through and transfer items or use or whatever. Also, speaking of items, I should have just done it there. You're going to see that some of the items we got that I don't usually have antidotes, they will go through and heal poison, specifically. You don't get poisoned that much. There's very few occasions that you do. So I just like to sell them. I don't like to have them around. It's like 2 points of damage every turn. Your guys will end up having enough HP to not have to worry about it. If it's going to kill you, you probably should have healed your guy normally anyway. A medical herb is almost always better. Then we have the Angel Wing. Angel Wings are an egress for other characters. Why would you ever need this? Well, if you're doing specific run-throughs where you're not actually using egress on Max, say, put that, if you put the challenge on yourself to not egress ever, never retreat, and you can then use these items, because you only get a few of them, / you can buy them, but a lot of times you also put the restriction of, hey, I'm not going to buy anything, I'm just going to use the ones that I get. Sorry about that. So that, you can put a challenge there. Again, for me, it's just money. Other items that we get, the Power Potion and Defense Potion, those are stat boosting items. They will generally raise your stat between like 2 and 4, maybe 1 and 3, depending on which one you're getting. And it is randomized whenever you consume it, so you could get the low end and not really get a boost. The only reason why I don't use them in the beginning is, again, your stats permanently drop, or not permanently, they drop down to a set level whenever you promote. So these are only actually good after promotion. And your stats that you currently have kind of do affect your growths that you get later on. Or that's the pattern that we tend to see, that if you end up having a higher, let's say that you end up having a high attack already, it's hard for your attack growth to continue to increase, even if you have a high attack growth. There we go, nice water there. So I'm going to be saving those up, which means it's just going to be taking up inventory slots, so I have to be very careful about that. Because you do end up getting a lot of items, and we want to be able to have them and sell them. And I think that's the only thing. May starts off with a Bronze Lance, which allows her to attack up close, and it is actually more powerful than the Spear. Which we will end up giving her a Spear, so she at least has a ranged attack. But you'll be able to see that and see what the different animation looks like. And we'll go into the status stuff for Gort and May. when we actually get into the battle, it's a lot easier to go through and check that. Yeah, and that's it. So you can go in here and you can talk to all your different guys. Come, Max. Our vengeance cannot wait. And they do say things. At last, a chance to become a real knight. Count me in. They do say different things as you progress. Generally, I think in the different chapters, or if you're in a different area. And then all of your extra guys that you don't have out there will be in here, in random spots, and beds, and on the tavern tables and whatnot. And they all have their own conversations that are different. Either asking to be able to join the battle, or say they're comfortable back there, sleeping, whatever. So it's kind of interesting, entertaining. If I was playing this by myself, I usually just talk to everybody and everything, because I just like seeing it, because the effort was put into there to actually have it. But in this case, not going to, because we definitely want to get to the action. This game can be kind of delayed long enough, so we're just going to get right to it. Now the weapon seller is actually going to sell you stuff. Welcome, Max. Those vile Rune Fosters have made me mad. It's Rune Fosters. It's Rune Fosters, Magnus. I have weapons guaranteed to knock those monsters' heads off. Take a look. And indeed, they have monsters. I don't know why. I always check for deals. Deals are special items that have dropped. If you killed an enemy that had a special item that they were supposed to give you when you killed them, which does happen, and you had a full inventory, or they died from some other reason, it'll actually end up in the deal section. Or if you sell a rare item, you could always buy it back, which at obviously a much greater price. We're gonna go sell some of our useless items. No, not that stuff. That was a close one. Oh yeah, and Gort comes with a hand axe, but I think we can have that for Luke too. I generally actually like to take out or sell the wooden staves. They're not very useful on our mages and healers. They're not doing enough damage with them anyway. We're going to see something that we will be buying for them, more than likely in this run, which is the power stave, which ends up being just a ridiculous amount of attack for the time that it comes, and later on it'll be weak, and your mages and whatnot won't be doing that much damage, but it will be for, I think, a couple of maps, where they'll actually be up to par with your fighters, which is funny. Okay, bye. We can't buy a bronze lance yet, which is kind of sad. Alright, so we're going to buy a spear for May. And we got to buy a hand axe, because it does increase the attack. And it doesn't show it in this one. Again, there's some creature comfort stuff that's not quite there in Shining Force 1 that they end up having in Shining Force 2. That is one of them, where when you buy something, you can end up equipping it. And when you're buying it, you can compare the stats, so you know it's actually a better weapon or not. So that's always good, especially when you're like backtracking or anything like that. That doesn't happen in this game a lot, but in this you actually have to equip it. He ended up, I think it's like one more extra attack, which does matter. At this point in time, it does. But you can see, the bronze lance has 3 extra attack over the spear. The spear is just ranged. So you have all that. Okay, and I definitely want to buy some more medical herbs. At least for my healers. Again, nice to have it on the healers because they gain full experience when they use them. Here we go. I was thinking I had the other healer, or the next healer already, but I don't. Alright, and that's it. Stupid old man. Alright, and we'll go into battle. Alrighty. We're gonna go. I just gotta get myself set up here. That's mages. I'll be able to talk about them anyway. Should be able to find it fairly quick. There we go. We'll start off with May. There we go. Alright. And I didn't read the text. But these guys, So we got the town of Alteron over here. That's what we're trying to get to. The end goal of this actually is to either reach Alteron or defeat all the enemies. It's kind of based on what he says that you have to reach Alteron. You actually can just walk into there and win. But there's nothing to explicitly say that. It's just suggested. So, anyways, so we got a few new enemies before I go into our characters. So you have giant bats. They really don't do that much damage. Right now their attack's actually pretty high for our characters. But if we have them in any terrain, it'll be kind of useless, and they'll be doing 1 point of damage. Their problem is that they're hard to hit. They have a decent amount of HP, an okay amount of defense, a high amount of move, and they can put your guys to sleep. And I see that, for some reason for me, they seem to double attack a lot. And you have 5 of them. And they all move in a group. So there's a high chance that they're going to put some of your guys to sleep. It replaces their critical attack, I do believe, in order to put you to sleep. So I think it's like either an 8th or I think it's probably like a 16th of a chance for it to actually occur. Because I think that's the normal critical attack rate. We still have our Dark Dwarves over here. That's the main enemies, which moved on beyond goblins. We won't ever see them again. Yeah, we won't ever see them again. And then you have 5 Rune Knights, and this is what I was talking about. Between the mixture of the bats and the Rune Knights, this map is tricky. Luckily, they don't all attack you at once, but when you do start attacking these bats, you may actually pull a bunch of these Rune Knights. Maybe not all of them, but some of them. And fighting even 3 of them at a time is very tricky. They do a lot of damage, and they have a decent amount of HP and defense. So it kind of makes them very difficult for us. So we have to be very careful in this map. Again, usually my first set of characters are a little bit higher level by this point in time. Probably about on average 4, besides Gort and May. But this will be a little bit more challenging. I'm not too bad off. I have a couple level 3s. Lowest still level 1, but hell, like we're going to use them for that long anyway. He's close to leveling up. And we'll go into our new characters. Alright, so we have May. So she's the daughter of Arios. She's starting off with a decent amount of HP, decent amount of defense, not that great of attack. But again, she's got the movement of a centaur, a knight, and what you'll see out of her is when she actually goes through and levels up, her early game HP will not really increase that much, but her defense will increase a huge amount. She'll end up being your actual tank with her defense. But after promotion, it seems to flip-flop some. You'll increase defense a good amount with her in the beginning, but then after a little bit, her HP will start to come up considerably. Now, that is a known thing. However, I know in my last run-through that I had for May, her HP reached like 70, 80 by the time she was level 10 promoted, which is very unusual. That's a huge amount of HP for that level. So, again, sometimes things can be randomized very well for you, sometimes not. But for her, I'm going to go through and rate her as a... I would say... I'd say match with Ken, a 3 out of 5. Seed Soccer shows that Ken's a bit better than her, but her attack is a bit weaker than Ken's. So she's not going to be doing damage for a bit, and especially in the beginning, she actually struggles with damage. But later on, with the weapons that you get, May's going to do a good amount of damage, still be great. And she will end up being above average in her attack at the end, which is what you really need. you know, you need her through the game, yes, but you're going to be able to have her as a mobile tank for a while. That's able to do a decent amount of damage. You just have to be careful on what her, and carefully pick what her targets are going to be. Still 3 out of 5, very useful. Somebody that you can use to the end, but there are some better centaurs out there. Now we have Gort. I love Gort. He is your second and last warrior that you're going to end up getting. So they pretty much want you to choose between him and Luke, although you can have both of them. That's perfectly fine. They're powerful enough, and you get enough end-level axes to actually kind of make up for it. Not have to worry about it too much. For him, he starts off with a good amount of HP. Starts off with level 2. If you compare him to Luke right now, actually I think almost all of his stats, hold on real quick, I think almost all of his stats are better. So 10 HP, 17 attack, 7 defense for agility. So it's a little bit less attack, but more defense and HP, and an even amount of agility. Maybe my Luke ended up getting more attack, but in either case, his attack growth is going to be good, and right now his attack is pretty alright. It's workable. His defense, it's already good, and it's going to be great. He's going to end up having a little bit better defense than Luke sometimes, depending. Most of the time, though, Gort is going to be about the same as Luke for his defense. They're very similar. Most of the time, they're only a little off of each other for all of their stats. The exception of hit points in this case, Gort's going to he's going to end up having a little bit more, at least in my experience. Ski Soccer doesn't show that, but from what I found in my playthroughs, he does. Agility is going to be low, so he's going to be going last a lot. Thank goodness he has 6 move, but again, you compare that to Centaurs, it's not really moving that fast. They're good for protecting your mages, though, because they're moving a little bit faster than the mages. He is useful all the way through the game, very consistent. He's pretty good to have around. He's always solid. I don't know particularly why he rates a little bit less than Luke for Sea Stalker. I think there's... I don't know, because he says use the same description and everything, and I see almost the same stats. I don't know. I almost always choose Gort over Luke. If you see on the average stats, Gort ends up having better average overall, especially on the HP side. So, in either case, both of them are about the same. Another 4-star unit. They're completely usable. You have another axe, so you can actually use both of them. And those axes have spells on them, so they have dual purpose. They can actually attack at a range. The only thing that would make them a 5-star unit is if they can move further. Or if they had inert magic rather than an axes that can break the axes. But otherwise, solid units, fantastic. It's going to be hard for me to rate somebody a 5-star. You're going to know which ones I'm going to rate 5 stars when you see them. Slash, if you played the games before, there's at least one unit that I'm going to rate a 5-star, and it's everybody's favorite. So, but 4-star, great, great unit, usable. The only thing is, I wish he was a Centaur with those stats. Anyways, that's long enough on that. Let's go through and continue. So how I want to tackle this is typically those bats and the dwarves are going to charge you. Teo is going to be my consistent damage against the bats. Does she have Blaze 2 yet? No. So that's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But because the bats have a high evasion, you want to use spells on those bats. Your spells automatically hit. You don't want to take the chances. You would think that Hans or archers would be good against the flying units, and they say that they are. I don't know if they actually have a better accuracy against the flying units. Specifically. In my experience, I feel like they hit more, but that maybe just be the placebo effect saying, hey, hey, they're good with this, so you think that they're good with this, and therefore they are, at least in your mind. I don't know. They're hard to hit no matter what, and I've seen Hans miss a ton. So, what I like to do is, I like to put guys like Luke and Gort over on the side where the bats are coming from, and have them charge those two. Keep them over there, so, or have them over there, that way they're not all the way across the bridge, or we're fighting them on the river, and having less space to attack them with. Ken, I'll get out there. Because I don't need Ken sleeping on me. And I'm still really disappointed in his HP growth. We'll have these two buddy up over here. Make sure they can't use the terrain too. No, I don't want to retreat from the battle. You have to be careful with Max where you put him. You can end up having him accidentally trying to retreat based on where you move him. But any other character, they can apparently be right on top of the castle and be fine. I did neglect that part, but that's okay. See, they still do a decent amount of damage to some of your units, especially the low-level ones, which all of my guys are. And Luke tanking it like a boss. Now, those bats are fairly stationary. You have to almost get all the way up to them in order for them to move, which is good. And same thing with the knights there. We'll go ahead. How's Gong on there? Okay. I think we gotta try to attack these guys as much as possible. One blaze isn't gonna cut it. And the evading begins. I hate bats. I hate them with a passion. They'll sleep my hero all the time. Ah, there we go. I also feel like attacking with spears ends up hitting them more, but as you can see, the lances still hit. Again, it could be just complete imagination. And I like to surround them, that way they don't fly out and hit somebody that's weak. And that part just proved my case wrong. I hate them. But if you can surround bats, do it, because they need to be surrounded. Make sure that they don't move to anybody that you don't want to be hit. Go low with the level up. Let's see what he gets. 2 MP. That's not bad. I've seen better, but it could be much, much worse. Alright, Hans. We're not going to be able to surround this one. I hate these bats. Okay, but they cannot dodge fire. I'm gonna get this one, because the other one can go down in any hit. I at least need to bring this guy down to a reasonable level, where somebody can kill it. Ooh. We'll have Gort kill this one. There we go. At least to give it a nice amount of experience and gold. All the other enemies seem to be very cheap in their gold. Whew, that's good. Almost there. I don't know why he doesn't move to the forest, but guess he has another friend there, so maybe he's gonna let him move. Now we'll make that Dark Dwarf a little bit tougher, but nothing we can't handle. And in this case, I'm actually strictly going to be using my Blaze for the bats, so you may not see me using Teo in these other set enemies. Gotta conserve resources. Because the last thing you want is just not hitting those bats, constantly missing them and having them kill you little by little, which I have had. Yay! Good job, Hans. You're useful for something. I gotta get you through those first 5 levels so you can start gaining at least a little bit of stats. Alrighty, so Teo, we're gonna move to the side real quick. Oh man, May is getting crushed. Go back to these enemies. They're still tough. Hey! Good, level up. 2 attack, 2 defense, 2 HP? That's great for him. Now that's a good hero. Alrighty. That was something I think we kind of needed. We'll damage this guy some more. Need to go up and heal May, but she can still be in combat. She's still doing a decent amount with that bronze lance. Alrighty. Since there's multiple people to heal, I'll just move Gong up here and do it. There you go. I like how the healing animation in there, the little fairy that they add in there. And I think they have more fairies later on. But the spell animations are pretty cool. And they're thematic for the game series, so if you played Shining in the Darkness, I think that was a symbol for the healing too on them. Okay, let's see if we can get this is a little bit risky, but let's see if we can get Ken to kill this guy. He may not. Leaving him at 1, but he does level up. Speed increase point. There we go. There's the hit point increase for Ken. That's what I'm used to seeing. Now that's a little bit better. I'm a little bit happier. This Dark Dwarf's gonna be harder to kill, though. See, and sometimes if a person's meant to have a high growth in something and they don't get it, a lot of times the characters will redeem themselves maybe the next level or the levels afterwards. The stats are random, although you may miss that window of opportunity for that guy. So you can end up with a meh character or a really awesome character. You just never know. And that's part of the fun. But unfortunately for those that have played something like Fire Emblem, this is not a game where growths don't matter. They absolutely do. You cannot win the game with, well, I won't say cannot, because I'm pretty sure I'm showing it with a, I'm doing a run where only Max has a weapon, so everybody else is just doing 1 damage punches, and I'm using magic. I'm doing okay with that run, so technically you may be able to win the game without any growths, but I don't know how far you would end up getting. I'm pretty sure you can't win it. I'm pretty sure you just die from the enemy attacks. I don't think the game is that easy. But I think I think this game focuses enough on growths anyway that almost any set of growths that you get, you can win with. Your characters will at least be usable. Right. Ken needs to get a little bit more attack. He is a little weak. Although I know he doesn't have the bronze lance, which we should be able to buy in the next town. I'm disappointed that you can't buy it in this one. I think they gave it to May specifically because she has less attack than Ken overall. Or is less likely to have as much attack. Although I'm pretty sure he starts with more than her. But this isn't going too badly. I didn't have anybody fall asleep yet. These Dark Dwarves aren't really putting up too much of a fight. Ken's healed. I need to heal myself. Gong! But the only reason why I like to play these games casually, nice and laid back. Oh, Lo's gonna have to start using medical herbs. and I will usually take the time to grind because I like my guys to be good. But this is a nice little challenge. You can easily not have to grind in the game and be perfectly fine. Promote your guys at level 10 and, you know, continue about your business. There is no problem with that. The game doesn't punish you for it, because even if you had terrible level gains and everything, you end up getting characters that are usable in the end. Plus, the weapons that you get in the end will make you viable. It's going to make it more challenging, but you'll still be able to do it. I just like my guys to be good, and not have the game punish me as much for making mistakes. Because I like to play for fun. Although in this case, this is nice to have a challenge every once in a while. There we go. Again, I'm gonna save her for later, and I don't think I can't reach that guy anyway. We'll move her up already. Like I said, those bats won't come down for a little bit. I gotta get rid of all the dark dwarves first. Now, the damage that you do in the game is a little bit fickle. It isn't just a straight attack minus defense. You have a little bit of a range, usually by a couple of points, although sometimes later on, when there's a significant difference between the attack and defense, the difference could be, you know, 5 or 6 points of damage. At least it seems, from my experience in this. So you do have to be careful about that. There's no guarantee that somebody's going to get killed, and that's another 2 defense for Gort. That's great. There's no guarantee that somebody's going to get killed, except for with magic, and even then, magic itself ends up having a range value for it. Okay, who was next that was on the hurt list? Gong, technically Gort. Okay, I think it's just Gong is my one that I want to use right now. And you do want to do this if you can heal or cast spells with your healers as much as possible. That's the only way they're getting any experience, except for when they get those power stays for that brief moment. You don't really have any other chances for them. And they do get consistent experience, so use that to your advantage. As you can see, experience starts to peter off as you gain levels with those same enemies. I forgot that's the desert terrain. So you got desert terrain over here. It actually slows you down. Does Max need that? Or do I want to leave that to somebody else? I think I want to leave that to somebody else. Like May, she can level up off of it. Or Luke. One of those guys could do it. I'll move up. Move me up there. Gong will move up too. Even though the bats are in range, just not coming down. Okay, we'll see if May will take him on. Ooh, you know what I should have done? If I really wanted to spread out experience, now that I'm thinking about it, I should have just had her attack with a spear. Oh well. There's 1 attack, 2 defense, 2 speed. That's fantastic. Getting attack on her sometimes is pretty hard, so it's good to see. Let's hope nobody gets put to sleep now. I'm willing to just charge up there because I'm not worried about anybody dying from the bats. Just worry about them getting put to sleep and having to deal with that boar. Plus, they still don't charge for a while. You almost have to be right up at the tree line. I think it's like 1 space below it. Alrighty. Can attack. Yep. At least move up and attack here. Other guys may not be able to reach, but if they surround Ken, I'll be happy because they're moving closer. And the Rune Knights start moving up. So this is where the challenge of this map comes from. I like to split up my guys and have my tankier guys go into the forest and off to the right and take on the Rune Knights. Yeah, we'll actually move him here. Take on the Rune Knights over there, and then everybody else will go through and take on the bats. Typically, I think we only need a couple of characters because they don't send all the Rune Knights quite yet. Not unless I move in that direction. They won't move all towards you. Now, I left my leader open for it, but it's hard to avoid that. But you put your tanky guys over there, and they won't die to the Rune Knights, especially the Luke and Gort. They have enough defense in the forest to not die. They still take a ton of damage, though. So imagine all 5 of them charging there. That would be brutal. And I think I can afford to move Max over here and help them out. We need help taking down this Rune Knight first. Priorities. Like attacking guys that aren't... Well, the bats don't get terrain bonuses. But I need to get rid of the ones that are close to my warriors that are fighting. And here's our consistent damage. This is why you save Teo's magic. Bats are always a good thing to hit with your magic. Now, I don't think you have enough attack. So Han's attack is a 14. His defense is a 7, plus a 30% bonus. What's 30% of 7? Like 2 or 3. Like 2. It's 9, so he might do a decent amount of damage. But I think the others can handle it. I'm gonna focus him on killing the bat. There we go. I was lucky that all those hit. I really was. And there's speed, yay! The only thing Hans is decent at. The one on the left there should be moving towards my guys soon. Usually I don't just send one. I love the cinematics for this game. All the how the different enemies look when you face them. Because I mean, it doesn't look like it from the outside here, but once you actually go into battle with those Rune Knights, they just look awesome. And unfortunately, you only see the backs of your characters. But I mean, look at Gong. He looks cool. Lo looks stupid, but Gong looks great. I'm gonna be showing here. Just look at that. That Rune Knight looks awesome. He looks like he's a boss character, so when you first fight him, he looks just beastly. I need to heal up Luke. Or if he levels up defense, fingers crossed. Attack by 1. No! No, he didn't gain defense! Oh, that's not good. I think... Nope, she didn't have one. Does she have enough defense to... It's like a 16 attack. She can tank it. She can tank it. They may go after her because they may be doing more damage to her. Oh no, a lot of times I prioritize killing somebody though, so. Hans, do you have one? Yes, you do. Okay. Since I didn't bring any healers over there, because I was stupid and moved low up to heal Gong. Yeah, you don't get any experience for any of the other guys. Your healers, though, they can use them good. There we go. Now we have the 2 there. So that one's undamaged. I'm going to keep Gong fighting this giant bat. He's doing alright against it. Ooh! So that's the sound you hear when you're going to do a critical. Yes. Good job, Gong. I'm surprised he didn't level up. He must be close. Ooh, all 3. That's not good. Especially since I don't have Blaze 2 yet. So when I get Blaze 2, you're going to see that it's an area effect spell instead of just against one enemy. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. I'm going to risk taking just a little bit more damage to fight this Rune Knight. The goal is to kill these guys. As you can see now, it's only just a hitting one. You'll be able to hit in kind of a T formation, a 5-square T formation, which makes it very useful. And just note that the enemy is going to have that too, have that type of stuff too. So you do have to kind of keep that in mind to stay out of T formation when you're facing mages. Sorry, that was a bit of ice there. I think right now we need to focus on these Rune Knights. There we go. Good job, Ken. Focus on these Rune Knights. Make sure Max doesn't get killed, so we'll blockade him off. We'll go through and at least since we don't counter here, just throw off a little pickling shot at him and miss. That's okay. And I think I'll be able to kill this Fat and have some blazes left for those Rune Knights, which is fantastic. 1 HP left. I might move up low and get that kill. I don't know. We'll see. He has plenty to heal, so I don't know if I want to give him that kill instead. Nah. I know Hans is already level 4, but we need to get rid of that bat. And Hans is doing alright. He's still getting a decent amount of experience for it. He's just a little high level for that type of enemy. So he's not getting the full experience for it. But my guys are actually doing pretty good. I'm gonna eventually get surrounded by these guys, so that's not gonna be good for us. But, has Teo heard it all? Nope. Okay. So nothing that Gong can do. Yay. Ooh. See, they're in perfect T formation. I needed that blaze too. Okay. I need my leader alive here, so I'm gonna keep him back so the healers can get some experience. There we go. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to reach him. Yeah, Max is the best target. Because I definitely want to move him up into the front line. I just need him next to a healer. So Ken will go through in here. Start whittling these guys down. They're a tanky bunch. There we go. Gort! And he misses. That's not good. See if Hans is going to pull through with us. And he's still doing pretty decent. Like I said, he does okay for a while, and then he does peter off, but he still ends up being pretty good. And hopefully this levels up Gong. Anyways, as you'll see in this story, 2 attack, that's great, 2 defense, 1 speed, 3 HP. So, Gong has weird level ups. I'm gonna get into that before I go into whatever I was gonna say. Gong will either level up a ton of attacking characteristics, or he'll level up like a defensive-ish / magic user. It's very weird. Most of the time, you're gonna get something in between. You're gonna get, and I think May's dead. Yep, she is. That's the first death of this one. That's not too bad, though, to only have one of them die with the last 3 left. Teo can help clean house here. We'll go after this one. But, a lot of times you'll get kind of flip-flopping levels, which kind of makes them useful in both aspects. Yeah, there's Blaze 2. There we go. I don't think I'll be able to show it off, though, because I think, yeah, she's just too low level of MP. But, sometimes you'll just have it very weird where you just will keep getting one side or another. And he either becomes, like, a really awesome healer while losing his attack capability, or he becomes an awesome attacker with very little MP. Which is still good. I actually prefer that one, because I like using Gong as an attacker. I like him being viable for that. There we go, and then there was one. So here, Luke is the one that's gonna die if he gets hit, or possibly anyway. There we go. Anyways, the story of the game is actually is pretty alright. I think it's your standard hero story. I mean, think about the time period that this thing was actually coming out. It was not so. I mean, nobody had any like these big original big plots and everything that they had to come up with. You could get away with these basic stories, and it's still pretty in depth. The different guys that you could start going up against, and there's a little story everywhere. So that they add in a lot of details if you're actually paying attention. But you have to pay attention and actually look for them. If you go through the story, it's fairly basic. Yay, attack increased. Another hit point. So he's about average at this point in time. It works out. And there is a story for every battle that you're in, and I do like that. We're gonna go through and skip talking to most of these people and getting these items here, because we are out of time. I was intending on these to be a little bit shorter, at about 30 minutes. However, as I'm seeing, these battles take a lot longer. I forgot that the priest is inside. Well, okay, we'll just get through this. We're gonna get through this. I'm gonna hopefully just cut it off at an hour. But these battles take a long time to get through. Because it's Shining Force 1, it just takes a bit. Okay. There's a lot of different random treasure chests through here. I skipped over a bunch already. I'm not gonna skip over any, but you get a bunch of money. Alright, I forget that's the... Is that the weapon shop? Yep, it is. Okay. I gotta buy some stuff anyway. Oh, I thought you got the bronze lance here. I guess it's the next spot. I think we get another one too anyway. Okay. Get through here. I forgot what I was mentioning before anyway. But what a weird thing to do. See? So in the first, you get little things like in the first area, you can hit the cart. Once you hit the cart to get into that area, because you have to move it, it makes the other guy move out of the way and says it's a weird thing. So you understand that this is something that you can do. And this is how you get that item, because you otherwise wouldn't be able to get it. Mud all over my dress! Oh, I can't stand it! I'll get you! And then she pushes you in the water. Somehow you go all the way around, but you end up on this island. So the game actually teaches you, if you're trying to explore, how to do that. Now, how to get out of that, you just have to move back down. Sometimes you go through and it's like, I don't know how to move here. So we're gonna go through and start giving stuff away. There's another power potion. We're gonna have a ton of these items. So it's gonna be a little bit, it's gonna seem like it's a little bit weird that we're holding on to all of these. They give you a lot to help make up for characters that may not have gotten the growth that they needed. Let's talk to her. Greetings, Max. With my powers, I can see the future. Care to know your fate? Yes. Death lies to the north. Go back to Gardenia, for your doom awaits if you continue. And we'll see. If we say no, I'm be a dick. If you're too scared to hear my words, how can you hope to survive the trials you face? This is Mishila. We will meet her later. She's obviously a friendly one. But the game does have hidden little things like that that kind of help you figure it out. This game's not very complicated. It's a very simple concept. And that's something that makes it easy to get into. It is kind of annoying to do some of the things. Like I said, you're missing some of the creature comforts, but the second game really does fix that. Same concept. In fact, same stats and everything. There's just minor changes in how things work and how your guys level up and everything that make it just a little bit better for everybody. We'll give that bronze lance to Ken. He deserves it. But I really like you go through and talk to every single person. I hear there's an underground passage in the castle. Shh! Let's keep it a secret. And that's a thing that'll come up later. So it's nice that they actually have that. Welcome to Alteron, stranger. Now something that you have to kind of figure out is that woman over there gives me the creeps. They say she's a witch. I'm not a witch. I'm your wife. That's a bad reference. Danger from Runefrost, ha! And here's where you start getting to Ancients, Darkness, Runefrost. Sorry, those things don't concern us. I hardly think that Max is actually asking people about. Hold on a second. I love to fish. Hey, a bite. I feel a bite. Don't just stand there, help me pull. Whoa, must be a whale. Pull again. One more time. I caught it. Drat, more gold coins? Shucks. I thought I had fish. Just toss them back. Here, fishy, fishy. Yeah, that was gold coins. What? I don't even remember that being a thing. How did I miss that out of all these times playing through? Or maybe I saw it before. Hey, can't you read the sign? Don't make me glare at you. It's like, keep out the grass or something. Oh, I forget. It's other creature comforts like that. Private property, trespassers be glared at. Yeah, that's what that is. Anyways, so this town pretends like they don't know anything about Runefrost or anything else, but with the armies right there, and in fact, they actually have to go through Alteron in order to get to you. So it's very suspicious if you're paying attention. I hate dealing with that stuff sometimes. Is there anything I need to sell? Nope, not yet. Okay. And I think there's one other place that I can get treasure, unless I've already gotten it. Don't stand in front of the drawbridge. You're liable to get run over by traffic. What traffic? Oh, here's another one. Money makes the world go round, youngster, and don't you forget it. And gold coins the world, 101 places to hide money. They have humor. Sega games actually had humor at some point. Oh god. It's great. Healing seed. So for this one, you actually have to move on with the story in order to actually get to the priest. Which that's what we need to do in order to save. Yeah, so we're kind of stuck in this loop. I forgot to mention that you actually have to continue on. Gort's attack is worse, so we're going to give him the middle sword. Since you can't buy it, boom, it's extra attack. For Gort and Luke, because they have two different weapons, they typically will keep gaining just a little bit of attack here and there, instead of a bunch all at once with new weapons, which kind of helps them keep up with things more often than others, but it's also a little annoying that you're only increasing it by like 1 or 2 points each time. There's been a lot of strangers visiting the castle lately. A regular parade. And then you go into here. What do we find? Medical herb! Yay! You'll find that some treasure chests hold just some weird treasure, like later on we'll end up getting a wooden staff when we have power staves to buy, and that you find in another chest. Huh? I think... Oh, who did I need to talk to? Yeah, they're not letting me in. King called the friar to the castle. I always wanted to stand here. And there's another medical area. I forgot about that item. What did I forget? Maybe that was it. I don't remember ever, like, having to talk to... Maybe I just talked to enough people that, maybe I just talk to enough people that I don't have to worry about it. I hate this place. All they have is cheap stuff. I can't stand it. Must be Max, right? Yes. I knew it. I lived in Gardenia a few months ago. I just heard a rumor. A friend of mine told me that Gardenia was totally wiped out. Is this true? No, we stand good. Good, but my friend was already left to inform the castle. Maybe that's what I needed to do. This place is pretty busy today. Maybe talk to this old man. No one worries about anything nowadays. Seems pretty odd to me. Yeah, it is pretty odd. Okay. So now, I think I've talked to everybody. So that should do it. I don't know if it was the guy in the chapel or if it was that guy in the place. Yep, and they're gonna allow me in now. So, Chris, where are you? Have you seen her? No, I have no idea who Chris is. Don't just stand there. Help me look for her. Get that little annoyance. Do you know the king's secret? No. Oh, you don't? Hee hee. It may be nothing to you. Please forget it. Stupid stuff. So you also get things like in here. Oh, nothing is found. Game trolling you. They're gonna let you raid everybody's treasure chest and everything. They give you a wooden arrow. I don't know why you'd need a wooden arrow. Nobody just magically is able to use the bow. That's the basic weapon you get. So you get weird treasure like that sometimes. It's just completely useless to you. So, I don't know. But healing seeds are worthwhile. So healing seeds are like medical herbs, except for I think they heal 20. So they're very useful. I like to kind of save those unless I really need somebody healed up. Especially right now, nobody really gets hurt enough to need them. There's Chris. Has a portrait, so it must be important. Be careful when you meet the king. That's all I dare say. She's like a llama person. All these guards, come sit and take it easy. We do it all day. Maybe I should toss out this armor. It's too itchy. Eat, sleep, play games. This is life for me. Yeah, their guards are apparently lazy and don't do anything. So I'm gonna go through and collect the treasure while I can here. There's the priest. I forgot there wasn't anything on this side. So it's a little bit suspicious. The friar's in prison if you're paying attention. The king apparently has some sort of secret. The town folk say they know nothing of Runefaust. The guards aren't doing anything. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit off kilter, so obviously something's going wrong. But if you don't talk to anybody, you actually just miss out on this. Some of the things, you just gotta make sure you talk to everybody for the lore. And we just are raiding people's treasuries. Lots of fun. Another middle sword. I forgot there was the second one. Nope, I don't want to talk. Just want to give that one to... Luke. We'll go through and equip it. Bam. Now he's way better. And the Bread of Life. So Bread of Life, it goes through and raises your HP, like the power and defense potions. There we go. Again, always explore in this. Who are you? Those guys are suspicious. There's nothing to see here. Go away. Enemies? What enemies? Get back upstairs. So everything's a little fishy. I sense. What? Runefaust attacked Gardenia? Hard to believe. Follow me, Max. I have a tactician we should consult with this matter. Oh, they're very helpful. Should be good. I could trust him. I've heard all about you. Talk to our king. Now they're gonna let me through here. Not before I steal another one of their treasures. Like a wooden staff. I don't need one. I mean, technically I sold my other ones, but you never need that. Why did they have you get that? It's not like you get any characters that don't have it. Alrighty. Should be getting this soon. What? I have nothing to say to you, Max of Gardenia. I'm sorry about this, but I must protect Alteron. And look who it is. Surprised, Max. Alteron has already surrendered. Put him in a prison cell. I'll decide how to best dispose of him in a day or two. Oh no! You know, Max could probably actually take those guys. I know he can't take Cade, but he could take those guys. Kane, you promised that Alteron would not be involved in any of this. You involved yourself already. Quiet, fool. I'll throw you in the cell with him. Take him away. See, that part didn't make any sense. I understand that he didn't want to get destroyed by Runefaust. That'd be a good reason. In either case, we'll go through. I came to tell the king to fight, but Kane had already convinced him to surrender. Even though I'm in prison, I can still perform my duties. How can I help? He is a priest. He is a priest. Alright, let's go through and revive our guys. They're gonna get expensive to revive eventually, but not too bad. Oh, there was only the one. That's right. Yeah, we'll go through and save. Whew, alrighty. Like I said, I wanted to make these shorter, but without splitting the battles into 2 parts, I won't be able to make them very much shorter. Most of these battles are going to take a lot longer because they just take a while. But if you have suggestions, if you want to see this in different parts, it does seem that the battles really only take 30-40 minutes depending on which battles you're part of, but then there's the story parts of it. So if you think that I should split it up or find some other way of actually splitting it, just please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. Right now I'm going to stick with this, and if I need to, I will just split the video and find a way to transition into it. But I'm going to take all of you guys' suggestions. Again, I'm not very used to doing this. I'm still having to work with the video editor software and everything else. So please let me know if you like things, if you don't like things, if you wish I had other stuff. That way I can improve my videos. In any case, this is Magnus, signing off.